Learn to sound like an English native with these unhinged Reddit stories. First story is titled Am I the a-hole for having doing the devil's tango with a minor? Hi Reddit, and this is a very frustrating and unpleasant situation I found myself in recently. Well, unpleasant it means that situation is disagreeable, distasteful, or causing discomfort to someone. And to find someone in a situation, it means to discover someone in a particular situation or state, often in an unexpected or awkward way. All right, let's move forward. So, I am an opera singer and a 28 years old woman. Few months ago, I worked on a big production in Europe. A production is a theatrical or cinematic work, by the way. Alright, so the production was massive and had over 200 people involved in it, including some actors. One of them was exceptionally handsome. Handsome is a term that is usually used for men to express that they are physically attractive, like high fashion kind of handsome, and from day one he never concealed his attraction towards me. To conceal is a word that expresses to hide something from someone or generally to keep something a secret. Well, um, let's call him Marco. We flirted, but I never really thought about hooking up with him as I was consumed with the show, partly because I was doing the main role. To hook up is often used as a slang for a sensual encounter, if you get my drift here. To be consumed with something, not by someone, by the way, to be consumed with something, it means to be completely obsessed with something or overwhelmed by a certain specific feeling or thought or situation. All right? Let's go on. After the premiere, there was an after party, and of course, I got intoxicated. Let's break down this vocabulary for a little bit. A premiere is the first public performance or showing for a play, a film, or some type of creative work. All right. An after party is a social gathering held after a main event has happened, like a concert or a wedding. Usually, there are after parties basically after the wedding event at the church has finished. And to get intoxicated, it means to become drunk or under the influence of a certain substance to the point where you lose control over your actions, usually. And so did Marco. Then it was 5 a.m., and he was stranded in the town without any means to get home at that time of night. To be stranded somewhere, it means to be left in a place without any way of living or getting home, generally. So if you ever feel have no way of getting back home and so on, you may call a friend and say, "Hey, I'm stranded here. I cannot go back home," and maybe ask them to stay over. Obviously, it was a ruse to get into my bed, and I was tipsy and relaxed, so I played along. What the actual hell is happening here? Okay, because what do you mean he used this ruse to get in your bed? I mean, okay, as an underage person, you might be attracted to the visual image of an older woman or like the fantasy of it and so on, but to actually go ahead with and with those thoughts, where do we stop as a society from, I don't know, like where are the limits? And someone in the comments might say there are no limits, and what do you mean? And I'd say no, there have to be has to be boundaries, and there have to be limits to everything. I mean, you someone cannot do this. I hope that she did not do this consciously. I mean, to know that he was a minor and go on. But let's move forward. Let's see how this story ends. All right. So I offered from I've offered him a sofa in my flat, and of course, next thing I know, we are messing in the bedroom. To mess in the bedroom, it is a euphemism for being active in the bedroom, if you get what I mean. And we've also seen an expression earlier, to play along. To play along is a generic expression, it's an idiomatic expression, and means to pretend to cooperate or agree with someone's plan or actions. So in this scenario, she cooperated with him in that regard. In the morning, well, more likely in the late afternoon, we had the post cuddle. And Marco casually mentions that tomorrow is his birthday. Okay. Casually means that it is done in a relaxed, informal, offhand manner without much serious intent. I joke about having given him an early bird present. Uh, early birthday present, to which he laughs and says that it was the best present ever. Then I ask how old he is going to. So you did not know though his age by then. I mean, you have seen him and worked with him, right? She did see that. She did say that she okay, there was over 200 people involved, so maybe she did not really remember how old was he and so on. Kind of, who knows? Then I ask how old he's going to get, and then he drops the bomb. To drop a bomb on someone, usually, it means to suddenly reveal shocking information or life changing news that the other person was not expecting. He is going to be 18 tomorrow. 18. He is underage. And he didn't think to bring it up. I mean, how would she allow him to, insert himself if he said that, right, the girl, you have to go talk to someone, I don't know, the representative, the production director, whatever, and tell him about the situation because it might backfire on you. I mean, if his parents might get involved, right? Let's see, because we do have a second part to this. Panicked and quickly got out of bed. I did not look he did not look 17 at all. I thought he was younger, but I never thought he was 11 years younger than me, and I was mad. He looked surprised and said that he is almost a man and that he had many girlfriends, including a 30-year-old girl. He's a serious serial sleeper with older women. When he was 16. Oh my god. Wow. When I was 16, I was like, I don't know, preparing for the exams and so on. I mean, I had other priorities rather than to sleep with older women, but to each his own, I guess. I screamed that I did not care about his other girlfriends and that I'm going to be in big trouble. I did not know the laws of that country, so I had all my life flash before my eyes. I begged him to keep his mouth shut, and he swore he would never tell anyone. We have some vocabulary to break down in this paragraph, alright? So let's take a break and see it. To get out of some place, it means to leave or escape from a specific location. Alright, so we had to get out of the bed, right? But you can reuse it to get out of a room, to get out of the shop, and so on, right? To be in big trouble, you usually use it when you are in a situation where you are likely to be punished or face some form of consequences. One says that life flashed before one's eyes. This is a phrase when used by someone when they are nearing death or just simply suddenly see a flash of their memories, a rapid sequence of their memories throughout their lives. All right. And to keep the mouth shut, it means to stay silent or refuse to reveal a secret or an information. Right. Of course, when I got to the theater the next day, everyone was giving me weird looks. By the end of the day, I noticed people laughing at me, and some of my colleagues even asked me really dirty questions. Ugh, oh god, that must have been so hard for you, though. I mean, imagine the shame. I imagine that you would already be feeling shameful about whatever transpired to actually. But how did they get? Did Marco tell them? I mean, how did they find out? Let's see. Not only he bragged about having with me to his friends, he also gave them all the details, including the I don't believe it. The amount of body hair, shape of my breasts, and all the things I did to him in bed. Get out of here. This cannot be real. I mean, it probably is because I know guys that would just talk about like all this stuff and without a problem. I mean, but usually they're not good guys. So, girls in the comments, if there are any, do not fall for those types of guys. All right, that only want to get in the bed like the next day. All right, let's keep our private parts to ourselves for a little bit longer before we move forward with that. I know. Don't come at me, but we need to avoid this type of men. Okay. Um. So let's see if we have some. We do have some vocabulary here. To brag about something, it means to boast or to speak with excessive pride about some type of achievement or accomplishment. All right. I mean, in this scenario, there's no accomplishment to be made, but Marco perceives it as an accomplishment. Um, Next, we have I was a wreck. To be a wreck, it means to be in a very bad physical or emotional state, often due to extreme stress, grief, or exhaustion. All right. I ran into the cafeteria and was weeping incessantly. Incessantly is a very nice word, it's an advanced level word, and it means without interruption. It comes from the verb to cease, which means to stop. Okay. Let's go on. And never in my life I felt such shame. Next morning, I was called into the theater director's office. He was very disappointed in me. To be disappointed in someone, it means to that someone did not meet your expectations. Someone did something really bad that would make you lose trust in them. Usually, um, okay, and let's see what next. He was disappointed in me and my lifestyle choices, and he also mentioned that as a prima donna, by the way, is a person who thinks that they are very important and is difficult to please, or someone who generally fits the stereotype of a diva. Okay, hate that term. Well, I kind of like it, but in this context, I think it was kind of derogatory in meaning, and probably wasn't did not hit home. I mean, you were already feeling shameful, and now you are bashed by the director because someone told his version of the story before you, and that sucks, honestly. But I think you should tell the director your version of the story. I hope you did at least. Um, let's see. I should have known better and taken care better of my reputation. Taken better care of my reputation. In any way, to take care of something, it means to look after something in this scenario, right? Usually, it can also mean to deal with a certain task or solve a problem. In this case, it's to look after something. She was no. I thought it was over, but in a few hours, I received a phone call from Marco's mother. What? I did. I mean, if he told the whole crew, why wouldn't he go to his mother as well? Liars be lying all around, right? So apparently, not only I had did the Devil's Tango with a 17-year-old, but I also arrored him as he was drunk and therefore could not possibly consent to with a fat old woman. Fat old woman. What? From a woman's perspective, how? Why would you go there? I mean, to bash another woman about their body image and so on. Why would you do that? But also, do you not question your son's actions a little bit? I mean, uh, isn't probably this thing also happened in the past, or maybe he did it in secret and did not tell his mother, but then why would he go? How would he have the balls to go to his mother and lie about something like that? That is crazy, but okay. um by the way, to scream at someone, which is what Marco's mother was doing, it means to shout at someone very loudly, usually because of anger, frustration, or fear. Uh, she was screaming at me, and though I speak Italian, I was struggling to understand everything she said. Apparently, not only I had with a 17-year-old, but I also okay, I did go over the you know, I do read I do read perfectly fine, but let, let's keep past this incident, right? Let's keep it between us. Um, let's continue with. She screamed some more and promised to get the police involved. To get someone involved, it means to draw someone into a situation, and this can apply to like when you're involving institutions or when you're involving someone in a higher position of power. So you could say, I will get the police involved. I will get the this specific institution involved, and so on. Okay. I was devastated. In my view, my career was over as well as my reputation. Reputation is the general belief or opinion that people have about someone's character or behavior. I wished I were dead. Oh, I'm so sorry that you were driven. I mean, I know how shameful it must have been and how awful you might be feeling. So I'm so sorry that happened. His mother also discovered his messages to me and threatened to expose me as if she saw his messages to you, it means she's lying for him, isn't she? I mean, she definitely saw that he was pursuing you, right? That's weird. Weird. Well, moms be weird sometimes. I mean, to protect their children, but how far are you willing to go as a mother to protect your child? Do you protect him even when he is doing something very, very wrong? Um, his mother also discovered his messages to me and threatened to expose me as a predator. A predator is usually a person who exploits or victimizes others, and called me a pedophile. A pedophile, if you don't know, is a term used for when an adult is attracted to children. My colleague stood up for me and promised to testify if need be, so that to the fact that Marco has been chasing after me since day one. To chase after someone, it means that you're pursuing someone actively, and to stand up for someone, it means to defend someone or to support someone who is being ostracized or criticized in any way, unfairly, usually. Um, since day one, and that he has made everything he could to stay at my place that fateful night. Just when I thought my life was over, it turned out that Marco's mother tried to blackmail not blackmailing the director, oh my god, the theater director into firing me or raising her son's also. That's what this was about. Don't tell me that this was a plan from the very beginning with rules with his mother, and I mean everything was planned, because that's diabolical. To involve yourself as a woman into like uh, ruining another person's reputation, another woman's reputation, this is bonkers. The director went furious and threatened her with exposure, so she backed off. Well, thank God that the director stood up for you as well. Well, probably stood up for the business rather than for you. But anyway, I'm glad that happened. To blackmail, it means that Marco's mother tried to threaten to reveal these damaging secrets, probably to the press, about someone unless they pay money or do something they want. All right. To fire someone, it means to dismiss an employee from their job, and also to raise something, it means to lift something or someone to a higher position. To back off, we've also used this expression. It means to move away from someone or stop being aggressive in a situation. All right, that was one hell. If you would love to learn more English with me, don't forget to also check out the resources in the description, as we have our upcoming Mentally Learn platform where you will be able to match with a tutor of your choice, schedule sessions, follow them, and stay up to date with the latest lessons, including my own as well. Whenever we launch, you will get also 1 month free on the Pro plan. All right. Or if you would love to work directly with me, you can check out my pre-recorded thematic courses that you can purchase for just €5 per each course in the second link in the description. For now, bye bye and see you in my next video.